Demon law firm?
It's time for another episode of Book Witch Taty Video Diaries.
I'm thinking about personal curriculum stuff.
I took a good chunk of it down. I'm an academic hobbit, okay? Don't at me.
Hello and welcome to the first reading vlog of the new channel. I'm so excited for this, but also a little bit nervous. We're gonna be tackling spooky reads because spooky season, obviously. Now, I do have the books that we ended up getting during our last video, the book shopping vlog.
I really wish that wasn't an actual challenge to do. I'm excited, but I'm also scared. I don't have enough books in my romance.
So I think I would probably want to take maybe one book from there. There's also some books back here that I thought would be pretty fitting. I did technically attempt to do a vlog last week, and I was reading this one, Last to Leave the Room by Caitlin Starling. I've enjoyed other work from this author, but unfortunately, I could care less about this one, which sucks because it's a gorgeous Evernight edition. And although I didn't have any issues with it necessarily, I was just like bored and uninterested. I got over 15 chapters in, and this is like the little 15 chapter mark. So I made a dent 25% of the way basically, and still just couldn't care. So I've added it temporarily to my unhaul section. So I'm going to open my Pango. I'll probably have a dedicated video, so if you guys have questions or anything, because this is several years worth of unhauls that need to be unhauled. But yeah, more about the Last to Leave the Room. Basically, our main character was like a researcher that was pointing out some anomaly that was showing up and kind of putting an alarm to everybody like, hey, these things are happening. We should take this seriously because it could be a really big deal in her like lab and facility and stuff. But at the same time, she was keeping a secret where she had noticed her basement was getting larger and there was no explanation. Like, she was doing readings and it was just getting bigger. In addition to that, there was a door she had never noticed before that was there, and she didn't kind of understand what was going on. And eventually something comes through the door, which just adds more confusion. Now, I didn't finish it. I didn't get super far. I only got 25% into it. So I'm assuming maybe more stuff goes through the door based off of the cover image. I would have loved seeing that. I also will admit what we did get, and I don't want to say specifically because I don't know if it'll be a spoiler or not, had some very interesting aspects to it, but I just wasn't enjoying the way that it was being approached. I was really annoyed by the main character and just overall, I don't know. Also, what do you think about my ghost mug? It's so cute, huh? But yeah, I will definitely say that was not a success for me. Not that I think it's like bad necessarily. It just wasn't something that I enjoyed. Okay, so possible selections for this video. I'm kind of thinking my goal for these will be to like complete 3 books, maybe specifically ones that I'm able to listen to audiobooks while I'm doing my walks with my dog. But I don't know, because I'm also reading a whole bunch of other stuff and I only have so much time. There's so many things that I'm trying to do. We can at least attempt it. I know I have 4 books here. But I wanted to give myself some options, so I don't know which ones we're actually going to tackle. The first one is from the book shopping vlog, so if you've missed that video, do check it out. It was definitely a fun time. Sorry, sweetie. And, ma'am, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I'm actually going with the one I'm the most unsure about, and that is The Dead Take the Train by Cassandra Caw and Richard Kadri. I don't know about this one. Like, I'm very unsure It does sound interesting because it says that it's a dark story with magic, monsters, and mayhem, perfect for fans of unhinged eldritch horrors. And I don't know if I would necessarily consider myself a fan of eldritch horror, but I feel like I probably would be. I love creepy, cool, spooky, whatever. And I think the whole H.P. Lovecraft vibes is up my alley, but I just don't know for sure. So I do actually think this is going to be the one that we start first to kind of see where we go. And then the other 3 options, we'll kind of see how I'm feeling after. The first maybe is The Starving Saints by Caitlin Starling. Since I did just DNF another book from her, I'm scared. Then we have We Came to Welcome You by Vincent Trudeau. I do already have the audiobook for this, so this would be a good contender. And then lastly, we have Honeysuckle and Bone by Trisha Tobias. And then I guess I'm just gonna start it and tell you my thoughts once I make some progress, because I don't know what to expect on this one. Okay, hi, hello. So I am distracted. I wanted to give you an update on the Dead Take the A Train because I have started it and I'm really enjoying it. I'm so glad. I'm so glad because it's quirky. It's not as horror as I thought it was going to be, despite the fact that there's like demons and monsters and possessions and all kinds of, shenanigans that's going on. But so far, we have been in 2 different types of business settings where one, someone's a contractor hired to basically exorcise somebody who is possessed by a demon. And it's like gory and messy and all kinds of stuff. And there's, I don't know, it's quirky, I feel like it's a great way to describe it, because the scenario is like action-packed, whatever, but like the feeling was not lighthearted, but definitely playful in the way that everything was going on, which I love. A little bit dungeon crawler Carl-esque. And also, what's the Olivia Blake one? I think it's like Masters of Death. Like I think that's the one. I hope that's the one. It's got that vibe. On top of that, the other character voice that we've heard is somebody who like works at a demon law firm sort of scenario, and they're having a meeting with their demon overlord. I don't know, it's such a fun time. So far I'm here for it, but it's definitely not giving me spooky vibes at all. So right now, the only spooky thing I got going for me is my mug, which I love. And I need to fill up because I would like some more sugar coffee. Okay, hi, hello. So I'm currently walking the peanut butter cup and I'm thinking about personal curriculum stuff. I'm trying to spend a little bit every day doing some of the big things that I want to do. It's not working yet, but I am working on it because I do feel like being able to spend a little bit of time every day to work on studying and learning and playing with my Zettelkasten is probably going to help me achieve my goals the best. And then also having blocks for like editing videos and stuff, because that's another thing that I need to just get into the habit of, because like when I'm on top of it, I love it, right? I've been having a good time editing this video, and I have been working on the bookstore vlog. I'm really proud of how it's turning out. I'm like, whoa, we did a good job here. And so, yeah, giving myself the time to do that is definitely a plus. And I would like to do more of that. Now, I am trying to use these walks, because I have to do a couple of them every day, to make progress on our reading for the specific week, things that are outside of my just personal annotation and studying and stuff like that. But sometimes I just like thinking. And today kind of seems like one of those days. I do have my headphones in, but I'm not actually listening to anything because like I said, I just wanted to think about my personal curriculum plans and enjoy this beautiful day. It really is such a gorgeous day today. Been making progress on the Dead Take the A Train, and yeah, I'm really enjoying this. It's not what I was expecting because like I thought it was going to be going back and forth between the two perspectives that I mentioned, but it's mainly just our contractor. And there is a sapphic element to it that I really like, as a friend of hers comes because she needs help and she's had a crush on this friend for ages, and you can kind of get a vibe that this friend is kind of into her as well. And so there's a lot of really cute moments that I'm just all like, I am here for it. And yeah, there's still that like quirky, fun, silly in some ways vibe while covering arguably horrific topics. And so I'm very interested to see where this is going. This is definitely where I stand more than halfway through. I've made a lot of progress yesterday. And honestly, I would have gotten further along, but I was like, I should do an update for the video, and I'm looking bummy because I finished my afternoon walk with the peanut butter cup, and I immediately was all like, all right, let's take everything off and just get comfy. And then I was just like focused on dealing with the kittens because I am integrating Reese and the kittens. And so it's been something I've been doing for quite some time with like this big cage thing. So this is where the kittens were a majority of the time, but they have been officially free roaming. They do still spend a decent amount of time in here because it's big and it's set up and it's got a lot of stuff for them. So they do go in there and hang out usually in like the middle of the day, but they've been sleeping with us. They've been like, they're currently in the library. They've been running back and forth. They've been playing with him. It's been a whole ordeal, which I'm really happy about. I think we're set. And I think I can finally take down this monstrosity. I'm so looking forward to it. So that might be something that we do in this video, or it might be something that I do next week. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm so looking forward to it. That being said, night times are a little bit stressful because they all set each other off, basically. And so I try and wrangle them in to be like, all right, it's time to go to bed. And like Reese will be like, okay. But then the kittens are like, no, let's play. And then he's like, well, if they're playing, I should play. Oh, the stress of having so many animals. But then after they kind of like run around for a bit, they usually will just like hop in bed and chill with me. I also feel like I should include a little warning that there are some pretty graphic things in here. Like I keep talking about how like silly and quirky this is, but like the cover's like that for a reason. Like there's some creepy and graphic and disturbing things in here. And even though it has this fun, quirky vibe to it, I think the reason why I like that is because it's contrasting the like dark, grotesque nature of some of the things. Like some of it is just still just generally quirky and fun, but some of it I'm pretty sure will bother and disturb people. So you've been warned. I'm loving this though. I found my spot, so I should be able to continue freely. Okay, so I'm on a roll. I took a good chunk of it down. I'm gonna try and brush some of the like cat litter off of this so I can move it into the other room. I also need to find the little wrenchy thing to put this on. They are having fun sitting on it when it's like this, but I would rather it not fall off while they're on it. But right now it's pretty gross, and I don't have the vacuum up here. So like I said, I'm gonna try and brush off what I can, and then once I get it into the other room, I will see if I can't vacuum it officially. But I want it out of here so that I can make more progress on this. Someone's having fun. Gonna do it again? Good morning. I actually don't have a ton of time to give you updates. It is a cozy editing day, but yesterday I finished The Dead Take the A Train, and I absolutely loved this. Ooh, bless you. Someone is very eager for our walk, which is why I have to give this update very quickly. I actually really enjoyed this. I do feel like it ended in a way where things were resolved, but there was so much room for other things to go on. Hold on, wait, I'm here. Yes, good boy. Sit, good boy, stay. So I feel like so much more can happen and I'd be here for it, but I'm also happy with the way that it ended. So that was a fun one. I love this. I was so surprised, but not once I really got into it. It's totally up my vibe. So yeah, this was a fun time. Really happy that I ended up liking it. And I have started The Starving Saints by Caitlin Starling. I am liking this so much more than the last to leave the room. So much, like miles and miles and miles. And on top of that, I went and I read some of the reviews for The Last to Leave the Room. And a lot of people felt the same way that I did. And so I feel good about stopping it and not really being into it. And then there are more positive reviews on this one. We'll see where it goes because it doesn't have a great overall rating, but the feedback is promising. So I brought the chairs in from the other room, and I need to get all of those little side pieces and actually connect those two. And then I was thinking that would just be floating, and so those would be against the wall with the side pieces. It'll take up more space, and then I'm thinking of moving this over a little bit so that there's a gap in between those two and it's easy to access. And I'll probably slide that over a little bit and maybe move the table a little bit just so that everything has a little bit more breathing room. So I'd basically be recreating this, but in this corner. And hopefully there'll be enough space for that with the sides. Good boy, no barking. You can look, you can stare at him, good boy, but no barking. Okay, hi, hello. So today has been interesting. I just finished and started uploading today's video, the book shopping video, which I'm super proud of how it turned out. I think I'm going to try and share that on the original channel to see if we can get more people over on the new channel. And I mean, like, I did also film and upload a Patreon update video. Right now, my Patreon's not official. So anybody who's just following, you don't have to be paid because currently that's not a thing at the moment, unless you're trying to view all of like the old stuff. But I'm not like charging existing Patreon patrons. I'm not charging existing patrons. Yeah, I posted a free update video of me in here just talking about all of the things going on, because I used to do that all the time over on Patreon, is just get like regular video and or podcast updates. I do kind of miss it, but I was struggling to do that during the thick of 2025, where all of the issues was happening, because all of my updates were relatively Debbie Downers. They were not exciting. They made me very unhappy. So it's been a while since I've been able to do that, and it's nice. That being said, I have not made much more progress. Oh, I guess that is a lie, because during my walk I did a good chunk of this. I am enjoying it. Like, I am. I still feel like it is pretty early into it. And so I am interested to see where it goes. I kind of wish I was like buddy reading this so that I could like annotate, but then there's also part of me that feels a little bit hesitant about it. But it reminds me of the other book by her that I really liked, which was the not Confessions. It was like the something of Jane Lawrence, The Death of Jane Lawrence. I ended up liking that. I feel like I enjoy their more historical stuff. It's interesting though, I did see one of the negative comments on this that was kind of like, there's a whole siege going on, which we find out right in the beginning. It's like the premise of everything happening. Basically, oh, I haven't told you what this book is about. I'm failing. But basically, this little kingship is under siege by another kingdom, and they have been for like the past 6 months. And so their food is running out. And obviously there's a bit of a panic that's happening because of that. And one of these nuns has been ordered to make a miracle and somehow get them more food. And she's kind of like the outcasted nun. We've got 3 different POVs. We have a knight who's been ordered to watch over the outcast nun during her task. And then we have the nun. And then we also have a thief or something who's got a vendetta against the knight. And I believe it's supposed to get sapphic, which I can kind of feel the vibes, even though not much has really happened in that. I'm interested to see how that develops, if that is like really a thing. It doesn't seem like that's a big element of it. I'm assuming we'll get like hints or something. And then some saints come, and there's some questionable things about them. So yeah, I don't know yet. But yeah, I am feeling mighty tired. I do have to wait for the video to finish uploading so that I can publish it. It says it's 41% and that it's gonna, oh, well, it's no longer saying the time, but I think it said something like 40 minutes originally. So hopefully it'll be less than that now. I am so close to hitting 500 subscribers. That's so exciting. Okay, hello, updates. It is a new day. I finish The Starving Saints. I really enjoyed it. I don't know what I told you last, but there was the one part where I was kind of all like, it's going a little bit slow. I'm a little bit worried how things are going to go. And then it transitioned into I'm actually here for it. And then it continued to be something that I was here for. So I'm surprised that some people didn't like this, because it was totally up my alley. I had a good time. I'm not saying it's amazing. I don't think everybody's going to like it, but I enjoyed it. I was invested. I liked the twists and turns. I liked the just random, weird, all over the place. Yes, this is my vibe. I like when Caitlin Starling does more historical, I don't know, thematic type stuff. The more modern, not exactly my vibe. But because I had finished that fairly early in the day, I did start the next book, which is Honeysuckle and Bone by Trisha Tobias. And this one is a story about a young woman who seems to have taken a position that was meant for somebody else so that she could go to Jamaica, because she is Jamaican American. I'm Jamaican American, so I'm very excited about this. It's supposed to be spooky horror. I'm not loving it so far. Specifically listening to the audiobook, the narration for the main character is very Valley Girl. And I mean, like, I know I sound very American, very white. But I don't know. It's a little much. It's a little annoying, if I'm being honest. And just in general, I'm not super excited about anything that's happening yet. We've gotten like a smidge of spooky, and I'm kind of just like, I don't know if I really want to read it, which sucks. Because I don't get a lot of books that have Jamaican accents, and some of the characters in here have that patois accent, which I adore and I want more of. And theoretically, I should relate to this a decent amount, but I'm just not. So that would mean that maybe I should switch to We Come to Welcome You. I'm supposed to be walking the peanut butter right now, which is why I wanted to quickly give you this update, because I'm either going to continue this, which I might because it's already set up and ready for me to go, or I'm going to switch over to this. That's kind of what I'm thinking right now. I guess realistically, I'm probably going to read a little bit more of this to get a more solid feeling, but I'm not excited about it, which is kind of a bummer. So there's a good chance we're going to put a pause on that and either switch over to this or maybe something entirely different. I don't know. I'm kind of feeling some type of way. So we might just scrap the last options and go with something else entirely. But yeah, I need to put my headphone case in my pocket and go on this walk. Another walk. That's basically my life. My life is walk, work, and video editing. I guess that's not true. I like read and study and do all kinds of other stuff, but sometimes it feels like those are the only things that I do. Anyway. Okay, so I have continued Honeysuckle and Bone, and I don't know how I feel about it. Like, I don't know. I have found myself semi-invested, but I'm also just like really annoyed by the characters' choices and like the general situation. And so I don't feel like I'm really gonna enjoy this, and I'm not enjoying it, and I don't think I'm gonna enjoy it, but I'm also like, I wonder where it's gonna go. So I'm on the struggle bus right now because first off, it's already disappointed me from what I was hoping it would be. Second off, I'm annoyed, like I said, about certain things going on. And then third off, I feel like because I'm not really enjoying what's happening, that I'm not gonna. And I think I'm pretty far into it at this point. I'm frustrated. I wanted to really, really enjoy this. Okay, hi, hello, good morning. Updates on Honeysuckle and Bone with Tella here to say hi. Hi, Tella. Hi, Tella. She's not really supposed to be on this table, but she's trying to avoid the peanut butter because he's on the prowl. Anyway, I'm not enjoying it. I have no desire to continue with Honeysuckle and Bone, which is very heartbreaking. And I don't know if it's just I'm not in the mood right now, or if it's the book. It's probably a combination. I don't know if I want to give it another shot in the future, because DNFing it for now. And I've already started the next book. So this morning I started The Only Purple House in Town by Anne Augrey, and I'm loving it. Not a surprise. It is romance, so it's got that just lighthearted, cute, sweet vibe. The funny thing is that the male love interest is pretty much a romantic stalker obsessed character in the sweetest way possible. There's always that joke that if it wasn't in a romance setting, it would easily be a thriller or horror. It's kind of like the book/show You. But anyway, he keeps saying, oh God, am I a stalker or whatever? Because basically what happened is she helped him when he was a kid being bullied. And it made a really big impact on him because before then, no one had ever stood up to him. And so it was a big kind of life-changing moment for him, and he'd always wanted to say hi, but he didn't have the courage. And so time slipped by, and eventually their paths went different ways. And so he started to just kind of keep tabs on her just to make sure that she was okay. And so I guess like once a month he would kind of like peruse and see what she was doing on the internet, and then that's kind of it. But anyway, I keep getting distracted by the treat squad, so I'm enjoying this. It does have a little, if this was a thriller horror, it'd be a horrible stalker situation. But the character seems like the type that if she wasn't interested in him, he would respect her wishes and leave her alone sort of deal. And it's really enduring the reason why. So super cute, super excited to see where it goes. It's just a feel-good book is what it seems like. So I'm here for it, and I'm really glad I made that decision, even if it means not reading a book that I got like 40-something% through this. So I did make a decent amount of progress, so it is a bummer that I'm DNFing it. But also, I bought the book, so it's always sad getting a book and then not wanting to keep it. Good morning. I unfortunately haven't made any more progress on this just because my mind is in so many places, and it's real frustrating because I struggled to stop reading this because I was so into it, and then I just haven't been able to pick it up since our last update. But there are so many things that I'm thinking about and worrying and stuff. So I figured we can have a little chatty section before I finish the last book and we end the video, because I'm hoping to finish this today. I have not been editing. I haven't been editing. Life is lifing. Work is stressing. And then on top of that, I'm trying to figure out the whole like personal curriculum or independent curriculum thing that I want to do. I did finally get, add a little marker here so I don't lose my place, but I did finally get one of the textbooks for the class that I'm taking, and I'm really excited about it. So a lot of the things that I need are arrived. I'm here to work on it. It's all good. I also have my e-ink notes. I friggin' love these things. I usually don't use them very much because I'm always all like, oh, I prefer paper, which is true. But technically I have like 2 from this brand of different sizes. And so one of the issues I tend to have when I'm doing e-ink stuff is, since you only have one device, it's hard to reference multiple things at the same time. And so having 2 of them is definitely nice. And also, I didn't know I'd be that girly because I love small things, but having this larger size, which I got not that long ago, so this is new to my system, it's nice. It's nice. Usually I'm annoyed at these because they're so big, but if I want to carry one around, I would just do the smaller one, and they like sync very well. I'm gushing about stupid things, but I did get this book. This was a pain to get. I believe I did end up getting it off of Thrift Bucks, and there are some markings in here, but fortunately it looks like they just did pencil and they didn't do very much. Like they just kind of indicated some sections and stuff, which is fine because I'm going to be annotating it. I ended up flipping through some of the other stuff that we're not going to be going over in the course, and I'm all like, this is going to be a great source of academic information around critical thinking and literature theory, or theory of literature, which is the class that I'm taking. So that's a great kickoff point, and I'm really, really, really excited about it. But another thing that I have been focusing on and trying to figure out and like journaling about and doing all of that, and the reason why I'm having this hiccup and I'm talking about this with you, is what's the point? Like, why am I trying to do this? Because I keep honestly thinking about, oh, maybe I can just try and apply for a PhD degree at some location and do it officially. And then if I was to do that, what's the ultimate goal? Because I don't know if I want to like stop the area that I'm currently, like the job that I'm currently have, and completely switch into something else. And I'm thinking to help guide this independent curriculum and or transfer into a traditional schooling for this, I would like to focus on creating different books of the things that I'm learning. So yeah, essay collection, focus on certain things, process, like the whole thing that I'm doing. Now, I don't imagine any of these are going to happen anytime soon because I'm not super educated in these areas yet. But I think having that goal in mind will, one, help me come up with the best courses to focus on, and two, basically end up building everything with intention, which I think will unblock me right now. Because aside from the classes that I've signed up for, which I'm now able to dive right in because I have all of the, resources that I need to do the assignments, in addition to watching the lectures and get a better understanding of all of the things that they're talking about and this, that, and the other. Aside from that, I've been blocked on what I'm going to be doing when I'm actually developing more of the courses for myself. And so having a practical goal at the end is super useful. While trying to figure out exactly what I want to do, I'm looking at different things because I'm going to be doing a dissertation. I want to do the thesis papers. I want to have a lot of essays and, literature reviews and all kinds of things within this whole process. And like, what exactly do I want to do with those? And so there's some like themes that I would like to do with my essays so that I can do a themed essay collection. Like, for instance, I see that cannibalism apparently is a, surprisingly prevalent subject matter in a lot of classical literature, which is interesting because I just finished a modern book with cannibalistic themes. And I think that is something that could be fun to explore in both classical and modern literature, because that's one of the things that I want to do with this education, is utilize the classic and historical stances on things that are still prevalent in this day and age and compare it to modern pairings. So I'm a big fan of horror in general, so I feel like something that would be really nice to explore is how horror is used as a tool to make social and political commentary and or criticism of things that are going on in the real world. Like, I know the reformatory is something that would be excellent to make commentary on, or to explore its commentary on just racial injustices and the reformatory system and how corrupt that was, and explore that through other things. Like, I already have a couple of ideas and areas that I would like to explore and expand on, and in that way I could possibly look for additional things and address these different areas and ideas of interest in these more focused categories to do a possible like published essay collection or something like that. Will it go anywhere? Maybe not. I'm not out here trying to say people are going to be interested in all of the same things that I'm interested in, but at least it gives me a focus and ideas of things that could possibly turn into something more while just being more direct. So I want to have several lists of these things that I can do. So like I would love to do a essay collection on cannibalism and its different symbology and metaphorical usage and actual literal, usage in some stories along with historical context, and then relate that to some modern stuff. That could be a really good one. Like I said, the horror idea is a really good one. Obviously, gender roles, I think, is a place to make some interesting commentary and collections and essays on. So like those are some stuff, and then just like full on books on certain topics depending on how far it goes and how interesting I think sharing the topic could be. So that's kind of the direction that I want to go. I also think it would be nice, as I'm working through this whole process, to document it and possibly publish something in addition to the videos that I'll be sharing with you guys, for people who want to do stuff like this, because I'm trying to find that, and it's not as easy as you would think, which is funny because I feel like the actual act of doing it shouldn't be that difficult in the grand scheme of things, because I'm going to be using references from existing Ivy League educations and just modifying that for my own use. But there are some elements that I don't have good solutions to. Am I going to be turning to AI for quizzing myself on some of my knowledge as I'm going through? Because creating tests for myself to take isn't going to be useful. So is that an area that I'm going to go? Are there other non-AI options? Because I personally struggle with the idea of AI, and I'm not 100% opposed to it. Obviously, I do see that it's a tool, and that if used responsibly, it can be useful. That's my current stance on it, but I don't know what that actually means. I don't know how close we are to it. I don't know. So that's an area that I'm gonna have to try and think of. I'm also really overwhelmed with this video because of stuff like this. I want to sit here and talk to you guys and go over these ideas, but the idea of editing this is it going to be interesting? Who cares about any of this?
Look, I kind of look like a hobbit because it's making my ear look a little pointy, and then it's got the green and brown earthy tones. I'm an academic hobbit, okay? Don't at me.
Okay, not me trying to squeeze in some of my class reading before work. I unfortunately am not going to be able to finish, but I'm actually pretty close, so I think I can finish this at lunch. And then I'm hoping after work to be able to re-watch the class that this was associated with, because the way that they had the assignments attached, I thought that was the assignment that was being assigned after it, and then I was a little confused because he was talking about stuff that's covered in this. So I'm hoping that now that I've read the bits, or I'm about to finish reading the readings, that it'll be a lot easier to follow along. And then maybe I'll even get started on the next session's reading, which I'm excited about, because I am enjoying what's in the Critical Tradition 3rd edition, which, geez, it's a big book, but there seems to be a lot of interesting articles in there. And then I am hoping that we will be able to finish this during my walks throughout the day. So I didn't this morning because it was dark when I was walking, and I don't listen to stuff when it's still dark. So yeah, I should be able to the next couple of walks throughout the day, even though the midday ones are pretty short, so I don't get a lot of listening in. But hopefully I'll be able to do a longer one when it's still light out. I don't know, we'll see. Because I am dying to continue this, but my brain just hasn't been in the right space, so it's been on hold. But I do have to go to work now, so
I'll be back.
Okay, hi, hello. So we have come to the end of this week's reading vlog and the beginning of next week's. I've already started the next read, which I'm excited to talk to you guys about. That being said, let's go over what we read in this video. So we talked about The Last to Leave the Room by Caitlin Starling, but I did DNF this. I also started Honeysuckle and Bone by Trisha Tobias and ended up DNFing this one as well. Started off strong with The Dead Take the A Train, and I ended up loving this. This was a fun, quirky style that I wasn't expecting. And yeah, I'm really excited to apparently continue the series, but this came out a couple of years ago and there's no news on next book, even though technically this is pretty good as a standalone. So if one never comes out, I'm still happy. Then I read another Caitlin Starling, this one being The Starving Saints, which I absolutely adored and ended up enjoying. Wild, cannibalistic, fever dream-esque, sapphic, medieval horror fun. I don't know. It was weird and fun in a way that I absolutely adored. I really enjoyed this. And then that leaves us with the final book, which I did finish yesterday, The Only Purple House in Town by Anne Augrey. This was a fun time. It did have the typical romance tropes that I wasn't a big fan of. I think that element kind of brought things down quite a bit for me, but the characters and the found family and general idea of it was totally up my alley, so I did have a good time regardless. But it's definitely in the high 3 stars range. Maybe it could get a low 4 stars, but it's not higher than that for sure. Whereas I feel like these are both in the high 4 stars, possibly even a 5 star for both of them. Like I really enjoyed them, and I'm kind of feeling 5 stars personally, but I do feel like neither of them are perfect. So I don't know. I'm not sure how I would rate these, but they're definitely high up there because I absolutely adore this. And this one was a really good time, exactly what I needed, a good palate cleanser, cute, fun, you know, romance type thing, but, you know, more of a mid-level book overall.